I stopped carrying the Z Flip 4 as my main phone, and here's why. The majority of people might be thinking that it might be because of the battery or because of the reliability on it, but actually those two have been great. The battery lasts me all day unless I play some games on it, then it'll die a bit quicker. And the longevity, reliability, I have zero worries about it not lasting. There was some concern with the screen protector that comes with the phone. It has some signs of waving, but that hasn't progressed any further, and there's no signs of it deteriorating at all. So those two are not it. Actually, the reason why this is no longer going to be my main phone is because of the camera system. I'm not saying that it doesn't take good photos, but the main camera sensor being a 12 megapixel instead of the standard 50 megapixel or 40 megapixel, and it not having an optical zoom, those are two things that are pretty important and are pretty much standard on any phone in this price range. So that's a biggie for me. It might not be a big deal for everyone, but the reason it's a pretty big deal for me is because I actually like to take photos when I go out. I don't always, or actually I rarely plan to take photos when I go out, but if I do see some nice scenery or if there's a good opportunity for a good photo, I like to have the option there without needing some sort of accessory to enhance my photo. I know they have accessories to zoom in, but it's more convenient to have the optical zoom option on the phone already. Also, I'm not gonna be carrying a bag of accessories to take pictures wherever I go. That's just maybe if I decide to make it a day for that, I might do it. But for the most part, I'm just carrying around my phone and hope. And if something pops up, then I hope my camera could take it. Now with the year to year and a half that I've had a Flip series phone, I've missed out on quite a few photos just because the main camera sensor just couldn't get it far enough. So for a rule of thumb, in my opinion, this is obviously subjective. The most you can really zoom in digitally and still have a good photo is 2x. Once you get to 3x, instead of being a good photo, now you just have a decent photo. You're losing some detail and it's going to be noticeable on any larger screen. So really 2x is the maximum that I would like to zoom in digitally. So with the main sensor, that means 2x. It's not much of a difference. If you have a 2x, then you go all the way to 4x. That's actually somewhat decent. And if you have 3x, which a lot of the phones now are opting for the 3x instead of 2x, now you could reach out all the way to 6 times zoom, and you're still gonna have a pretty good photo. And 6 times will actually capture a lot of the scenes that you would want to take a picture of. Obviously, the Ultra has a 10x, which would that you could go all the way to 20x and get a good photo. But that's an extreme case, and no other phone really has that. So yeah, if I believe this phone really needs a 3x zoom lens, and that is really the reason why I'm not carrying it anymore. So my recommendation on the Z Flip, after having it for a while, if your main focus is to keep a small form factor, and you like the new tech items out there, it's a great purchase. If you rely on the phone at all for camera usage, you're better off getting the S series phones because they all have an optical zoom lens, and that's gonna create more opportunities for good photos. Obviously, if you could afford it, get the Ultra. That's always gonna be the best option in Samsung's lineup for taking photos. But yeah. So now this became my backup phone, and actually my work phone, because I don't need a good camera system for a work phone. So it became my work phone. It's working out great for that because of small form factor, and that's what I'll be using it for from now on. So I hope you found this video helpful. Really, it's something that really comes across that I was able to find just because I had the phone for a while. If you have any questions about the phone, any concerns about it, feel free to comment on the video. I'll reply, and I'll answer any questions truthfully. I'm not getting paid by Samsung, and I'm not being sponsored by anyone. So I mean, if the phone, if you're worried about one aspect of the phone, feel free to ask me about it, and I'll tell you the truth, whether it's going to be a problem or not. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.